welcome to this practice. One of the schools of yoga, Advaita Vedanta, an ancient school of yoga, teaches the concept of non-duality, and it teaches an idea about neti. What that means essentially is that, well, it translates, I am not this, and I am not that either. And so it's sort of this idea about peeling back all the layers that we put on top of ourselves, all the stories we tell ourselves about who and what we are. And once we peel back those layers, those really false identities in many ways, we get to our true essence. And so with that in mind, this will be a somewhat short practice, really dedicated to the idea of neti. Okay, so we'll do some twisting, some core work to get to the essence of who we are. Okay, so go ahead and start on your backs. Take your feet about hip-width distance apart, cactus your arms, and close your eyes. Turn your attention inward to the sound of your breath, to the beating of your heart, the movement of circulation through your veins, your arteries. And then slowly begin to windshield wiper your knees side to side, just gently moving at your pace of what is real for you today. And draw your knees into your chest, give them a big hug, wrap your arms around your knees. And once again, cactus your arms, stack your knees over your hips, flex your toes, and draw the pinky side of the foot back towards your knees. And then from here, slowly start to twist side to side. The lower body, keeping the shoulder blades grounded onto the mat. Now, if you can, as you twist side to side, keep length in your spine, so keep just a very gentle curve of the lumbar. Just warming up the core. Breathe as you move, squeezing inner thighs towards one another, lengthening the inner arch of the foot. Once you're even on both sides, hug the knees into the chest, give them a big squeeze, and then rock and roll up to a seat a few times. Hug your knees in towards your chest once again. Hover the heels above the mat. Keep your spine nice and long. Now interlace your peace fingers around your big toes and then extend the legs up to a V shape. So the spine is really long. It's okay if the knees are bent here. That's no problem. Just really extend through the feet. And the heart is lifted. The collarbones are nice and broad. Now, if you'd like, go ahead and release your hands and keep the legs lifted and extend energetically out your feet. And feel the core turn on. You can go ahead and plant your feet and windshield wiper the knees side to side. Come to downward facing dog. In your downward dog, take a shortened stance and take your feet about as wide as your mat. Ground into the left hand. Reach your right hand back for your left ankle or your left calf. And then press the floor away with the left hand. Lift the hips away from the left hand. Feel the spine get long. Use the strength of the right arm to twist your body underneath your left arm. Switch to the other side. Planting the right hand, twist towards the right. Come back to your downward dog. Take a longer stance. As you breathe in, lift the right leg high. Bend the right knee, open the hip. Scorpion tail the right leg. And straighten out your right leg. Square your hips, and as you exhale, hug your right knee in towards your nose. Press the floor away. Gently plant the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee. Rise to Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. As you inhale, lift up. Keep the legs firm and strong. Easy twist. Plant your left hand, reach your right arm high. Both hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Shift forward and lower all the way to your belly. As you inhale, rise to cobra. Legs are strong, shoulder blades down the back, squeezing tops of the shoulder blades towards one another. Lift the heart. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, bend your knee, open your hip, ground into your right heel. And hug your knee in towards your nose. Gently plant the foot between your hands. Rise as you inhale, Anjaneyasana. Easy twist, right arm down, left arm reaches up. Broaden across your collarbones, extend out through your left fingertips. Be with your breath. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. This time take Chaturanga to up dog or cobra. And back to downward dog. Inhale, look to your hands. And exhale, step or float your feet to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift, find length in your spine, breathing. Exhale, fold, bow strong over the legs. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Lower your hips, lift the chest, sweep the arms overhead. Bring your hands to your heart, sink your hips a little bit lower. Prayer twist towards the right. Hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. And then squeeze shoulder blades together behind the back. Broaden across the front of the body. Ground onto the right foot, hover your left foot, and slowly step back to revolved crescent lunge. Continue to broaden across the front of the heart. Crescent lunge, high crescent. Lift the chest, arms overhead. Open up into your warrior two. And settle into your warrior two. Just notice in these last few minutes of practice, if there's any sort of stories that have been swirling around in your head about who and what you are. Or who and what you think you should be. And I wonder if just for this practice you might be able to identify only with the breath. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, plant your palms, cycle through a flow, or step back to your downward dog. From down dog, look towards the hands, ground into the hands, take a little step forward, then bend the knees, and boing, hop to the top of the mat, forward fold over the legs. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale, twist towards the left. Hook your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Check in with the knees. Check in with the foundation of the posture. Make sure it's strong and balanced. Ground onto the left foot. Hover your right foot and very slowly step back to revolved crescent lunge. From your revolved crescent lunge, lift the hands overhead. Open up to warrior two. And again, stay here in warrior two and breathe. And just observe your connection to your own breath, that own essence, breath moving in and out of you. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, take a flow or step back to downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands, spin your back heel down, rise to warrior two. Settle into the foundation of the posture. Then extended side angle, take the elbow to the knee and reach your left arm up and overhead, palm faces down. Now as you inhale, find some extension through the spine. And as you exhale, twist the sternum up towards the sky. 3 more times like this. Inhale, extend through the spine, get long. Exhale, twist the sternum. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last time, inhale, find all the length you can from foot to fingertips. And exhale, twist. Triangle pose, lower the right hand to either the inside or outside of the right foot. Make sure your stance is nice and long. Stick the booty back slightly, then twist the sternum up towards the sky. Send the right sit bone towards the left heel. Breathe. Gaze down at the right foot. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Bend the front knee. Launch forward into half moon. Taking the right arm forward. Whoop. Lift the back leg, reach the left fingertips towards the ceiling or the sky. Now gently lower the left hand down, come to a standing splits. Lift your left heel towards the ceiling, square off the hips. Then begin to bend the left knee, reaching the heel towards the glute. And if it feels all right, reach back with your right hand, take hold of the top of your left foot, and roll the right shoulder open as you lift your chest. Sort of a twisted sugar cane pose here. Standing splits to release. And step back, cycle through a flow, or just find your downward facing dog. Good, extended side angle on the left side. Left foot comes forward, open up. Finding your extended side angle as you inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, twist. 3 times, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Triangle pose, Trikonasana, reach down, lengthen the right arm up towards the sky, and as you send tailbone away from the crown of the head, feel the sternum spiral up towards the sky. Gaze down at the top of the mat, launch forward into your half moon. And then as you hug all the muscles in towards the pelvis, can you expand the bones away? Standing splits, right hand reaches down towards the floor, square off your hips. Begin to bend your right knee, reach the left hand back for the top of the right foot, and then lift the knee, lift the chest, and kick your heel away from your glute. standing splits to release. Plant your palms, step back, cycle through your flow, or take down dog. Gaze to the top of the mat, step or hop forward. I'm going to do this facing you guys here. So come to a toe stand. We're going to play around with crow pose, and this is a pretty short practice, so we haven't necessarily done everything that we can to warm up the body. So really do turn inward and listen to the intelligence of your body rather than allowing the mind to run its stories telling you what you should and shouldn't do right now. The body has all the intelligence it needs to make those decisions for you. So, from your toe stand, take your right thumb to your right hip crease, pull the hip crease back, and hook your left elbow over your right knee. Take your left fingertips towards the floor. The key here is to get as deep into the twist as you can before moving into the arm balance. Once you've really wedged your left arm over your right knee, go ahead and plant the hands on the floor. And I like to take my left hand as much in line with my right toes as I can so that I'm really sure I'm established in my twist. Now, if you're new to crow pose, side crow, you might want to bring the right elbow into the right hip. It's up to you. I'm going to wing my elbow out to the side so that the bulk of my weight is on the left elbow. Gaze forward, broaden across the chest, and then slowly start to shift your weight towards your fingertips. So as much as you can, send the chest and arms, shoulders beyond the fingertips. Then lift the left foot and pick up the right foot to meet the left. Keep the heart nice and open and breathe. And go ahead and release. If you'd like, you can come down to your knees, shake out the hands, roll the shoulders, sort of let it all go. And then switch to the other side. Come on up to the toes. Hook the left thumb into the hip crease. Take your right elbow to the outside of the knee. So really long spine, go ahead and start to work your way into that twist. So it's sort of like this coaxing, right? It's like wringing out a rug, a wet rag. Then take the hands down to the mat. Again, press into the foundation. Your foundation here is your hands, and really a lot of work in the fingertips. So it's like little gecko, little lizard, like you're gripping onto the mat. Bring the chest and the gaze forward. Lift up the right foot, whoop, and then just bring the left foot to meet the right. Press into the floor with the hands. Keep the heart open. And come on down. And just come down to a seat this time. Shake out the hands. Plant the hands behind you. Broaden across the chest. Let the head look upward. And breathe. Good. Find a little Baddha Konasana. Take soles of the feet together. Little butterfly pose. Hands to your ankles. Now lengthen the pubic bone down so that the spine is nice and has that sort of natural curve in the lumbar. You can let the knees kind of bounce out a little bit. And slowly hinge from the crease of your hips forward. Keeping the spine long, the heart open. Good. We'll take just one more twist, this time a seated twist. Extend the right foot forward, your left leg forward, and then point your ankle, but flex your toes, and draw the right heel in towards the left groin. So it's a half lotus. lotus. Now, if this is like not happening for you today, no worries. Take a twist that feels better for you. If this feels pretty good for you, twist over the right knee, wrap the right arm around the low back, and work the right fingertips to the right toe so that you can create a bind here. Bring your left hand onto your right knee. As you inhale, lift up through the chest and the crown of your head. And as you exhale, twist towards the right. You might want to look over your right shoulder. And we'll simply switch to the other side. If you want, you can kind of shake it out. A lot of times we can feel really expansive like directly after some more contractive postures, and that can be really nice. So sort of relish that. Take the lotus on the left leg, half lotus, and with a long spine, twist towards the left. Can sometimes take a little like negotiating with the hand and the foot and the leg to sort of get into the bind. Once you're there, really wrap the left shoulder back so that you can feel this opening through the heart. And release your twist. Extend both legs forward, flex the toes, spread the sit bones wide, broaden across the heart, and bow forward. Seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. And if you have time to take a nice extended Shavasana, I highly suggest that. So if you have time, go ahead and lie back in your Shavasana. I'll guide you into it and allow you to guide yourself out. Once you find your Shavasana, really tune inwards, turn inward, listen in, and listen to the sound of your own heartbeat, listen to the sound of your own breath. This essence of who you are is much more true than any sort of labels or identity. That's what sticks with you your entire life, right? This essence of who you are. This process of neti neti doesn't happen in one 30-minute yoga class. It happens little by little over time, peeling back the layers to discover your true essence. So thank you for your practice. I hope to see you again soon.